show in January and February, we always dedicate him to Black History Month, Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy. I'm pleased to be joined on this week's show by two gentlemen who've always graced us with their time and their presence during the month of February in kicking off African American History Month, as well as Martin Luther King Jr.'s special birthday celebrations that we have in Elizabeth the Well. And that's first Mr. Larry Body. Welcome to the show.
How are you, Mayor?
Good to see you again.
Good to
and
see you.
Reverend Joseph Adair of the City of Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Now, you're both part of the Martin Luther King Jr. Commemorative Committee. And Larry, every year I ask you about the committee and when it's created, but I think it's good that we reinforce our viewers with how it started and why we're here today and how we keep it going.
Well, it started some 23 years ago. This is going to be our 23rd annual celebration of Dr. King's life and his legacy. It started at Mount Teman African American Episcopal Church. Chessie Dentley, who I'm sure you know well, she kind of got the ball rolling, and she reached out to other churches, other civic and fraternal organizations in the city, and they all came together with one thought in mind, and that thought was to commemorate Dr. King's great work and to keep it going.
And Reverend Adair, you've been active in this as well, both before when you were the president of the NAACP and even now when you're not. Tell us about your role and other members of this committee.
My role is just to to remind everybody of the legacy of Dr. King. Dr. King was one who gave his life for the humankind, and he wanted us to always remember that everybody was created equally, and I try to live that every day, Mayor. Just whether I'm in my pulpit or whether I'm on my job or walking the streets, I try to treat people with the love that Dr. King always treated people with.
Now, Larry, you start planning this event right after the last one's over, right, basically?
We like to think that.
you like to think it's that everybody comes together. It doesn't happen that way, right? You throw it together like every other committee at the last minute.
At the last minute. But what we actually do is we do come together immediately following the celebration, and we attempt to analyze what kind of job we did, what kind of success we think we had with the last celebration, and then we begin to talk in kind of small ways about what we want to do when the next year rolls around. And we always say we're going to get started early, but inevitably it's usually November before we actually sit down again.
And Larry, Tell us about the events that are part of this year's celebration. Where do they take place?
This year there are two events planned for January. One on Sunday, January the 20th, we will have our 9th annual gospel concert. That's going to take place at the Liberty Baptist Church at 515 Court Street. It begins at 5 p.m. in the afternoon on Sunday, and it will be a celebration of song, dance, and poetry. We'll have choirs from churches around the city, as well as liturgical dance teams, and we'll have, again, some poetry.
Yeah, but being a football fan, you're competing with the Giants and the Packers. Oh, man. Should I say that or no?
No, don't say that.
Don't say that. The theme for this year's celebration, Reverend Adair.
The theme for the celebration is addressing the violence in our community, a King response. What would Dr. King do to respond to the violence in our community? I believe that Dr. King would do what he did when he was here on earth. He would respond in a nonviolent way, but try to bring people together to get at the real root cause of what's promoting the violence within our community. It's a very great concern, as you know, Mayor, you know me personally, you know it's a very great concern of mine. And I believe, and we believe, that it would be a great concern of Dr. King. So I think it's a great theme. And I think that if we grab hold of it the way we should, we can see some fruit come from it.
Well, after talking to you over the last couple of months, I mean, one of the things the city's going to do is revamp the DARE program and teach the young people about signs of gang activity and making sure that young people have an opportunity to talk with their parents about this. And it's probably a small thing the city can do, but it may have an awareness factor.
Well, I think that, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I think that's part of the problem. We have to do preventive things, grab hold of the minds of these young people at a certain age before they're turned. it's been my experience, as a father, as someone from Elizabeth, that a lot of the people who promote violence, they get into the minds of our children at a certain age. I would say around 8, 9 years old. We have to really attack them, not attack them. We have to prevent them from thinking the wrong thoughts at an early age.
Well, they're 5th and 6th graders. You
Right.
think that's a good?
I think that's a good idea. But I wanted to add this, Mayor. The civil rights movement, we know, was a movement to end segregation, a movement to create opportunities in education and employment and in housing, and also a movement that sought justice in our legal system. And I think that all of us can agree that we've had a lot of success in creating those opportunities and ending segregation. But while we have had those successes, too many of our young people today, it seems, are not going to be able to enjoy the opportunities that have come about because of the civil rights movement, simply because they're being gunned down on the corners, in the schoolyards, sometimes even just standing at the window in their homes. So our committee felt that we had to say something about this, that we ought to choose the theme that we've chosen, addressing violence in our community, a King response. And we believe that next Monday gives us that opportunity to begin a dialogue, particularly with parents, because I think, again, we would all agree that a lot of this stems from the home, and our parents have to be parents, and we have to promote nonviolence, and we have to promote education. And that's what
How do you agree on a theme? I mean, that's got to be a difficult task.
We just do what Larry tells us to do.
Is that what the deal is?
That's how
whatever Larry says is the theme, right? And then
Pretty
you just
much.
kind of refine it and
Yeah.
say it was a committee idea. Is that
group effort.
group effort? I like that. And he's not
He's not denying it.
shying away at all.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
Because it's the truth.
He didn't shy away from that at all.